Let's address Medicare Advantage plans. If a patient is Medicare eligible prior to the age of 65, they are most likely going to be on an Advantage plan or replacement. Some, depending upon what part of the world you're on, if it's going to be a Medicare Advantage or if it's going to be called a Medicare replacement, such as Humana, AARP through United Healthcare. I'm trying to think of some of the others. Back in the day, there was Secure Horizons, and other parts of the country. I know towards the east, Pennsylvania, there's UPMC for life. So prior to and even after the age of 65, if a patient wants to have additional benefits like prescription or vision or dental, some of these Advantage plans do offer those benefits so that they don't have to have a separate plan for those things. So even after a patient turns 65, they can choose to be on an Advantage plan. The key, what I would say from beginning to end, is when a patient checks in and they hand you their red, white, and blue Medicare card, and they hand you, say, a Humana card. Every Advantage plan, typically, when I see them, they're averagely either middle or bottom right of the insurance card. But you'll also, so you'll see the word Medicare, and then sometimes the R will have an X for Medicare RX. And then you'll see CMS H followed by numbers. That means it is a qualified, approved replacement plan or Advantage plan through CMS. Those codes are assigned, so each card has that H number, and those numbers are assigned to that carrier. So every Humana card will have the same H number. Every UHC AARP will have that H number. That is not patient specific, that is carrier specific. So when a patient gives you both of those, take both of the cards, scan your Medicare card, but don't enter it into the system. You don't file it as a secondary, because this replacement plan means you're going to enter in the Humana or AARP plan into the system to file your claims to, but the Medicare you want to scan in to have for down the line. So say the next year they turn 65 and they decide that they want to be Medicare and a supplement. Then you've got the Medicare information already. You can pull it. The other key to having that Medicare information is pulling eligibility. If you have access on Availity or Navinet here in our area, those are the two that you can use for portals. I know you could do it on Navidasphere. That's our vendor or contractor for Oklahoma. You can, I think some of those though you have to pay for. So calling into the IVR, make sure you have your P10 and your last 5 of your tax ID. But pulling, I go to Availity and I pull their Medicare eligibilities every single time they come in. It doesn't matter if they have Humana, if they hand me a Humana card or whatever, they could have terminated that coverage for whatever reason. So I check every visit to make sure that it's still showing that Advantage plan. Also, I have come across patients who I will pull their eligibility, and for some reason, I've seen Part B go inactive. I don't know why, but I've seen it happen. Definitely important to check the first of the year of every year, because they may, coming from personal experience, when my dad was on Medicare, in our particular area before he turned 65, in our particular county, only certain plans were offered. So you would pick and choose depending upon the premium, what your out-of-pocket was and what your coverage was. So you may be on Humana one year, and the next year that plan's not offered anymore, so you have to go to a different Advantage plan. So checking your eligibility will also will tell you what plan they're on or if they're straight Medicare. Now, the key to also keep watch on is if they hand you their red, white, Medicare card and they hand you another card, look on that card to verify if you see the CMS H number to show the Advantage, or the word supplement, because Humana offers up the replacement advantage plan, and then they offer up a supplemental plan as well. When you're looking at those plans, when you're looking at supplemental cards, look for Plan G, Plan F, Plan K, Plan N. Off the top of my head, those are the four that I remember. I know there's more than that. Those all signify a difference of what they cover. Some plans will cover whatever Medicare doesn't cover, whether it's the 20%, the deductible, the co-insurance, doesn't matter. They'll cover whatever Medicare doesn't pay. There's plans out there, they don't cover the Medicare deductible, but they'll cover the co-insurance. So that first 200 and whatever dollars, last year was 233, this year it's I want to say it's 220 something. I saw the other day, but now I'm trying to remember what it was. They won't cover that initial 200 deductible, but they start covering the 20% co-insurance after that. So it's important to look at your supplements. F, G, K, N are the ones off the top of my head that I remember specifically. So it's very important to look at each of the cards that they hand you if they're Medicare age. One, verify if it's a replacement. If it is a replacement, you're going to send to that replacement, but scan the insurance card so you can have it for future eligibilities. Once they hit 65, they can be straight Medicare and a supplement, or they can stay on an advantage plan to have those additional benefits. I know some plans will offer, besides prescriptions, some will offer dental. Some, I don't know that vision is necessarily included on some of them. It may be. Silver sneakers, health and wellness benefits. They get diabetic supplies. They get they'll get dollars to go towards like an HSA for a regular commercial patient. They can get benefits each year to go towards Tylenol, Band-Aids, those kinds of things. So there's additional benefits on Advantage plans on why a patient would go with that versus going with Medicare and a supplement. So those are the main key points on Advantage plans. Oh, one other thing to keep in mind. If you are in primary care and you have a patient that is Humana HMO or any other form of HMO, make sure you are the primary provider listed on that card. Because if you are not, you need to talk to the patient. They may thought they were clicking your name, but they clicked somebody else's name and it printed with that other physician on there. You want to make sure that your name is on that the primary doctor listed on that card, because you will be responsible for doing the referrals if they need to go to the cardiologist, pulmonologist, whatever, orthopedic, any specialist. You're responsible for doing the referrals for those. So if you're not, let the patient know, hey, our name is not listed on here. Do you see this physician? And if they say, I've never seen or heard that physician, then they need to call their insurance and have them changed to you guys. So that way your claim will be covered whenever you do it. If you're a specialist and you see HMO and you see a primary care listed on that card, most likely you're going to have a referral to see them first before you can. I wouldn't even schedule them. I would make sure you've got that referral in place. Call their primary care physician and ask them, have you seen this patient? And if they say, we don't have that patient in our system, then you need to call the patient and say, hey, I just called this doctor's office. They said you've not established with yourself, you've not been seen, and they can't send a referral. And at that point in time, you can ask them if they've seen another, provider, and once they change the provider to that provider they've been seeing, then you can contact that provider or have the patient tell them that they're wanting to see you and that a referral needs to be sent over. Otherwise, you're not going to get paid. Now, if they send you a card and you're not in network with that Advantage plan, some Advantage plans do offer out-of-network benefits. You might want to verify that before you go to the point of seeing them, and then they're responsible for it. Nobody wants a surprise bill. So I would really watch what's on those insurance cards, and also, when you're pulling your eligibilities, most all of them are all, you can pull AARP online. Um, Humana has a website, actually Availity. You can look up on Availity. So, okay, I think that's Medicare in a nutshell. Feel free to ask questions and I will answer. And if you have any other thoughts to add to it that maybe I've forgotten, feel free.